Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grants Pass CSL. And that is Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living with a smiling hemoglobin. Well, this morning we're going to open up with a couple of classic songs for you. First one is an Urban Berlin song, Blue Sky Smiling at Me.
hear it for our own kid. Good. On piano, trombone, horn, saxophone, whatever. And welcome to you to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. I'm so blessed to welcome you here this morning. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. Looks like it's Super Bowl Sunday, doesn't it? Somebody must be getting ready for some hors d'oeuvres this afternoon. Something's going on. But we're going to start with what we start every Sunday morning with, which is our vision mission statement for the Grants Pass Center, which says, "We are a loving spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles." Again, we know you have a lot of places you can be on Sunday morning, but you found yourself here. This is the place to be. You are settling into a wonderful conscious experience here. We're so glad that you have made this your destination. We have some announcements this morning. First off, we'd like you, we're going to try to bring up on the screen what our new website looks like. We tried to do this last week, but trying to go between, there it is, between Zoom and live. This is what our new website looks like. And it is so user-friendly. I would like to thank our new webmaster, Kara Minyard, who is diligently working like 24/7 on all of our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere. We're getting ready to do some TikToks, if you're into that sort of thing. But I just wanted you guys to see what our new website looks like, and it is beautiful. Okay, you can go back to the normal slides now, Chris, thank you. Our pledge drive continues. Thank you to everyone who is participating in our pledge drive. Our goal is $80,000 for this year. That's what our operating expenses, that's not what my paycheck is for the year. I get a small sliver of that, but it takes, paying for janitorial and for water and gas and electricity and, all the things that we do. And if we have a idea of what that's going to be, we can plan for the year. Right now, I would like you to know that we have $46,877 in pledges. So we're over halfway there. Yeah, we have a little more ways to go. And you should be receiving a letter if you aren't participating in our pledge drive soon, and just with a pledge card that allows you to fill that out and mail it back to us. We would love to have your pledges. March 5th, potluck will be a very special event. Get ready to test your talents and enter our chili cook-off competition. Sign up in the back to enter the contest. The top 3 cooks will win a special prize. Following the chili cook-off, we'll also have our special game day where we play cards and board games and bring around the Rosie and no. But if there's a game you want to play, come and we'll talk about playing it. But that's the day we're going to do that. That's from 12 to 1 in the sanctuary, 12 to whatever, we keep playing. Event planning meeting is join us February 26th at noon to 1 o'clock. Please join us as we will be discussing our future events and planning for dates for the upcoming year. So please, if you want to know what's going on or want to help us with what's going on, please show up to that meeting on February 26th. New class starting. The universe has your back. Join practitioner Deborah Perdue in transforming fear to faith using the book, The Universe Has Your Back by best-selling author Gabriella Bernstein. Starts February 16th. That's this week, right? Yeah. At 3:30 to 5, right here in this room, in this very room.
I think we're going to do the LEC.
Oh, okay. In the LEC. So if you'd like to get more information, you can talk to Deborah Perdue, who is our table practitioner today, or if you just want to sign up, there's a clipboard in the back for that. So please sign up. Our new meditation group is continuing. from 9:50 to 10:05 over in the LEC. And of course, our book study is continuing from 9 to 9:45 in our conference room. And that's led by me. We're studying Living the Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Great read. Kitchen angel needed, correct, Nedra? Yes, if you would like to assist in the kitchen, please see Nedra after service. We have a wonderful thing that we do every Sunday, and we need assistance setting it up and then cleaning it up. So any assistance that we can get, it only takes a few minutes to help us, but many hands make light work. So let's be light workers, and if you know what I'm saying. And Soul Collage, Wednesday, February 22nd at 12 noon. If you're a newcomer to this, come at 11:30 for an overview, and the sign up is in the back. And please stand as Dave leads us as we sing "We Are One."
Good morning. Good morning. He gave me the microphone. Well, let's see now. I have to get my glasses. There we go. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Trasia Wiley, and I have the honor of being your podium practitioner this morning. Please join me as we say our gratitude together.
My soul wants to know, and I am so grateful for curiosity and wonder, and so it is.
Practitioners are the healing arm of our center. Our main job is to pray with and for you. To fill out a prayer request, use the yellow form in the seat back in front of you. If you are online, you can also submit a prayer request on our very attractive new website, grantspasscsl.org. We are dedicated to your confidentiality and your healing. We've taken several years of Science of Mind classes to become practitioners. We also teach classes and workshops here at our center. If you are in need of prayer, please connect with one of us for a short affirmative prayer after our service, or contact one of us individually for a professional practitioner session. Our phone numbers are in your program and online. Whether you have an issue to resolve or just want to experience more good in your life, we are here for you. Please use us. Today, our table practitioner is Deborah Perdue. She is holding the high watch for us and can direct you to a practitioner after the service. Barbara Scott provided these beautiful Valentine's flowers and things. Is there anyone here for the first time this morning? If so, please raise your hand and we have a little gift for you, welcome packet. Okay. All right, and if you have a cell phone or any other devices that make noise, please quiet them now so that we have peace during the service. Thank you. All right, let's say our prayer on the screen. As I bravely delve into what it means to be awake, aware, and fully alive, I accept all the gifts that are mine to receive. I know I am an expression of the divine, and so it is. I know I am a magnificent expression of the divine. I hope you all really take that to heart today. Let's sing I Am Loved. Just stay seated. Something to share with you today. In the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Indy and his father set off on a quest to find the Holy Grail. Toward the end of the story, Indy must weave his way through 3 life-threatening puzzles. The final test is the most difficult. He must take a step of faith across a ravine. There is no footbridge, no rope ladder, just a chasm that falls to nothing. Indy steals his courage and demonstrates his faith by stepping out. And once he's stepped, a bridge suddenly appears beneath his feet. The way is made clear. I had a dream like this many years ago. In my dream, I was crossing a rushing river by stepping from one stone to the next. I felt guided. And as I trusted the guidance, I navigated the river. After a few steps, though, I began to look at the churning waters and started to doubt. I looked at the choices in front of me and anxiously tried to decide. Suddenly, I woke up, and it was clear. As long as I followed the internal guidance and sought that voice first, I knew where to step, what was the next move, how to navigate safely through the choppy waters. It was only when I doubted, when I looked at the conditions and the circumstances, that I became unsure. The guidance was and always is steadfast. Dennis Merritt Jones, in The Art of Uncertainty, writes, "We were born to be free, to expand our horizons by going where we have never gone before, and not to hang out in the relative comfort and safety of the nest, the known. There is a place within us that is courageous beyond our human understanding. It yearns to explore beyond the boundaries of our daily life." He also wrote, "The great story of our immense journey contains crucial lessons for guiding humanity safely through the dangers and confusions that are evident today. This grand epic will propel us forward in a spirit of expectant curiosity. The universe conspires to support us when our commitment takes us beyond the point of no return. And the point of no return always opens the door to the mystery of what lies ahead on the pathway of uncertainty, to that which is yet to be." Again, that was Dennis Merritt Jones. Let's have a moment for our invocation. Take a nice breath with me. Let's bless this service. We recognize that Spirit, The source of everything, everywhere, is right here, right now. The voice of guidance lives within us. The universal mind is wisdom itself, expressing through us. We are on an epic journey of becoming, forging our way by faith, trusting that internal wisdom as we step forward boldly and confidently. And we can trust that voice, that source, for whom there is no time, no limitation, only love and vast possibilities for expressing love. We know and claim love, wisdom, guidance, curiosity, and confidence as our birthright. With so much gratitude, we explore this life, letting love lead the way. It's such a rich and amazing journey. So it is with great expectations and a sense of wonder that we release this prayer and service into the living, loving law of mind that is always yes. Let's affirm this together by saying,
And so it is.
Knowing this, let's take a moment of quiet meditation to ready our hearts for the service to come. And taking in a nice deep breath, bringing our attention and our focus entirely into this space and time. We prepare ourselves for the wonderful gifts, special music by Dave, and a wonderful message by Reverend Steve.
You know, though, there was an episode on America's Got Talent, and there was this performer who came on stage and he was really nervous, you know, how performers usually get sometimes. And Howie Mandel said, I see you're nervous, and why don't you just calm down, take about 3 breaths, and make this song your own. Just make it your own. And I thought, well, you know, that could be a life lesson, you know, in this amazing thing called life. Just make it your own. And here's a little song I can make my own.
Thank you, Dave. Oh, let me get my thing turned. Am I there? Am I there? I'm there. Just get this out of the way. There we go. Okay. Well, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a super day. If you're into that sort of thing. Or are you a chief or are you an eagle? You know who's gonna win? God. You can always bet on that. Well, February theme is curiosity is a superpower. You know, a good dose of skepticism is good, unless it's so much that we choose not to believe anything, and then what do we believe? The title of today's talk is Inquiring Minds Want to Flow. Go with the flow, as it were. So I'm going to start today off with an old Hindu legend. A little short story for you, so enjoy. There once was a time when all human beings were gods, but they so abused their divinity that Brahma, chief god, decided to take it away from them and hide it where it could never be found. Where to hide their divinity was the question. So Brahma called a council of the gods to help him decide where to bury their divinity. Let's bury it deep in the earth, said the gods. But Brahma said, no, that will not do because the humans will dig into the earth and find it. Then the gods said, let's sink it into the deepest of oceans. Brahma said, no, not there, for they will learn to dive into the ocean and they will find it. Then the gods said, let's take it to the top of the highest mountain. Hide it there. Once again, Brahma replied, no, that will not do either because they will eventually climb every mountain and once again take up their divinity. Then the gods gave up and said, we do not know where to hide it because it seems that there's no place on earth or in the sea or in the highest of mountains that the human beings will not eventually reach. Brahma thought for a long time and he said, here's what we're going to do. We will hide their divinity deep in the center of their own being. For humans will never think to look there. All the gods agreed that this was the perfect hiding place, and the deed was done. And ever since that time, humans have been going up and down the earth, digging, climbing, diving, and exploring and searching for what they already have within them. As Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote, what you are looking for, you are looking with. So stop searching. Start being a finder, not a searcher. It's good to search, but don't you want to find once in a while? Don't you want to get a couple of those little gold pebbles along the way? Well, curiosity is one of the basic calls of life. You know, as a child, we want to know, why is the grass green and the sky blue? You know, I always wanted to know, I asked my parents, who is in the lead on the freeway? Who's winning the race on the freeway? Because it seemed to be going on for a long time. And I didn't understand that it was a mode to get yourself somewhere else. So curiosity is what brings us to new things in our life. You know, every invention has been because somebody thought that it would be a good idea to improve life in some way. As we move through February, we'll be pulled by our curiosity to look below the surface, to look within, to release into the world the gifts that curiosity has revealed to us, and then lean into the wonderment of living each day with a heightened sense of awareness, how curiosity ignites our lives. Inquiring minds want to know. Don't we? Don't we want to figure it out? And once we figure it out, once we take it all apart, can we get it back together? My dad always said, if you want to know how your bicycle works, just ask me, don't take it apart, because I might not be able to get it back together. But I wanted to know what made the gears in there move. Why did it only pedal one way and coasted the other? And how did the brakes work? And unhook them and find out. That's how you wear down your shoes real quick. As we reconnect passionately with our superpower of curiosity, the excitement of what could be moves us from complacency and inspires us into our greatest yet to be. We are always moving towards our greatest yet to be. Because if we think we're done, we're done. But it's that curiosity that wakes you up every morning. It says, what is today going to bring? What is my reason for being? What is your function? I love that statement. That is the question our curiosity wants to have answered. This, however, is not a question for the intellect. It's a question for your soul. Your soul decided to pour itself into a thing called a body and encapsulate itself to have an experience. And here you are. How are those souls doing? Are you figuring it out? Well, I would say if you're in this room or in the Zoom room, you are on the road to figuring it out. We are an absolute magnificent expression of the divine, exactly as we are and exactly as we are not. We wish that we had other talents, other powers, other knowledge. I'd love to know how everything works. And as I asked my dad, why don't we know everything? And he said, it would melt your face if you knew what went behind the scenes. I've only had a face melting experience at a heavy metal concert, but I did figure out how things worked after that. So there is a divine calling deep within each of us that is waiting to be discovered and expressed in a way that only we can express it. And you are flowing into that divine expression all the time. You are never not flowing. So if I was to ask you to stop thinking right now, just stop thinking about anything. You're thinking about not thinking right now, because that's how our minds work. We have to give our minds something to think about. Our minds are like elephants, and our trunks are our curiosity. Have you ever seen an elephant who's discovering things? Its trunk is everywhere. This is why they give elephants little sticks to hold on to, because it needs something to do, or the curiosity will be around everything. Our mind is the same way. Our mind needs something to think about. And you can choose positive or negative. And if energy flows where our attention goes, then if we're thinking about what we don't want, if we're worrying, we're actually attracting what? More worry. So if we leapfrog in consciousness to what we do want, what you don't want will be waiting outside the door for you if you'd like to pick it up on your way out. But what do you want? What is your greatest yet to be? And it's different for each one of us. But I think that it can include love. I think that love is our superpower. That when we put love behind anything we want to do, automatically begins to attract more of itself. Because love is the very venue in which we live. And when our power comes forward, it brings with it many gifts. One of the greatest gifts is the feeling of being in the flow. Have you ever been in the zone? You know, we're gonna probably talk a lot about that this afternoon with a certain football team. Being in the zone, oh man, they were in the zone. What if you were in the zone all the time, but you didn't know it? What if you're already there? What if you don't have to go anywhere to be in the zone? You know, when you're in the zone and you just relax and you're in the flow, you know, we're in canoes, right? And we're rowing as fast as we can upstream. Well, I want you to know that if you pull your oars out of the water and you turn yourself around and you just use the oar to steer yourself, you can just go with the flow and enjoy the ride a little bit more. Because there's nothing upstream that you want. You've already been up there. You've got the double prints and the t-shirts, and the scars and the tattoos. It's just part of the fun. This brings me to my 3 talking points. First, the inward journey of discovery. The desire to answer the question, why am I here? And what is my purpose in life? Propels us to take a deeper look at what makes us the unique individuals that we are. You are a unique individual. And some people may call you a problem child. Some people may call you infinite questioner. That was Dr. Holmes' nickname. He was the eternal question mark. That's what his brother and sister called him because he always wanted to know why. They couldn't tell him. So he came up with this thing called the science of mind. There we are. We are all curious about this journey through life. And often we seek the answers outside of ourselves. It's natural to look outside of yourself. But if what we're looking for, we're looking with, it's not outside. What we ultimately find is that the answers are within. What you're looking for, you're looking with. So let's assume that we have the answer. And it just has to naturally flow into our consciousness. That's a lot easier than trying to seek something that's within yourself. If it's already there, our job is to let it out, not to force something in. You know, we step over the beautiful flowers on our own doorstep, going to look for flowers. We need to look at what's right before us. Idea number 2. Do we have a unique purpose? Is your purpose the same as someone else's? No. Just like your thumbprint is different than everyone else's. Your desire to be, do, and have what you choose is yours alone. Don't compare it to anybody else. Well, my gift isn't as good as their gift. No, everybody got equal gifts. But do you know how to use it? Are you expressing yourself? Are you flexing your gift muscle? We are all unique expressions of the divine, here to share the individual gifts and passions of the divine. No other human being can ever ignite life the way you can. Only you can do that. Recognize the importance of your life, because if you do not share your gifts, they will never be shared in your unique individual way. Only you have your gift, no one else. Don't die with your music inside you. You have a beautiful song to sing that only you can. Now, I'm not saying exactly singing. What I mean is your soul came here to express itself as only you can. You are, if you don't express yourself, the universe will be missing that part of itself. And it longs for you. That's that longing we feel when we miss someone, when we're away from our pet too long, or our loved one too long. See how I put pet first? You okay back there, Chris? No, but we always want to know what our dog is up to, don't we? I actually have cameras set up in my house so I can see what my dog's doing when I'm away. Because I love her so much. Third, don't let fear win. All too often, our fears and hidden beliefs will hijack our attempts to discover our glow. What is your glow? What is your glow? That which makes you come alive. Frampton comes alive. I want you to show me the way. Sorry, I have to get my rock and roll theme in there. See, we become disillusioned with life. The feeling of being stuck can dim our spark of curiosity. Be courageous. Don't just dip a toe into the river and get caught in the resistance of the rocky bank. Dive deep, all the way in, all the way into the center of the stream. If you're gonna play big. If you're gonna do something, do it with all your heart and soul. And then step back and go, I messed that up pretty good, didn't I? The only way I can mess things up. That's mine, yeah, see that, that's mine. But see, if we can claim the challenges, then we can claim the triumphs. We can go, you know what? That is mine. That is me. And no one can take that away from me. I just folded the laundry. It's beautiful. It's a spiritual experience, unloading the dishwasher. No one can do it like me. That's why Chris lets me do it. Kidding. She does way more than me. Allow yourself to be carried by the current of mystery. That feeling of what's going to happen, I don't know, but I know it's going to be good. Have that expectation that, things are changing. Things are moving. What's the best that can happen? What's better than the best? Open your mind. Get your bloated nothingness out of the way so the divine circuits can flow, as Emerson said. This is how we find our purpose. And when we find our glow, we are in that flow of life. We cannot be experienced in any other way other than to live life well. And you've been living a well-lived life if you have gotten yourself to this plane of existence. There's a lot of different places that we could be. And here we are in very high consciousness, thinking and dreaming how to heal the world. How powerful is that? We're part of the solution. If we were going to burn ourselves out, we would have been lifted off this coil a long time ago. But something powerfully wonderful is happening by means of each one of us. And that means you are part of the miraculous energy of life. You matter. You are an intricate part in the makeup of all that is. So I'm going to leave you today with one of my favorite quotes. And this is from Howard Thurman, The Inward Journey. The moments of my high resolve. He writes, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and the barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance, but I had forgotten. At the time, it was fully orbed, glorious and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed to be sure at the time, my response was whole, clean, and authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and the grit of the journey. Details, lower level demands, all kinds of cross currents, nothing monumentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Again, that's For the Inward Journey by Howard Thurman. And so it is. Time for us to follow our teaching and go within. I'd like to lower the lights just a little for me. Let's remember who we are together. I just invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you choose to believe that the power of creation is to you. There is a power that is always on. Each one of us is unified in that field of all possibility. There is truly only one of us here. It is source energy, Christ consciousness, divine source, great spirit. Whatever you want to call it is your business. But there is a power. And that power is the healing, revealing energy of life itself. And as we center ourselves into that love, turning away from the challenges that we have in our life, not to deny them, but not to give them any more power, we turn into the solution. And all of a sudden, you start to feel better about your body, about the body of your affairs, about your experience in this thing called life. For you have turned a corner, you have turned a page, and the newness of life is expressing as who and what you are. A miracle is happening right now. I may not know what you're walking through, but I know God does. And I know that as we move our attention to what we believe, a new energy is fortified within our awareness. And we begin to flow easily into the solutions. Love flows into our situations in a way that heals them, evaporates the challenge, and presents a beautiful connection to the divine. So we give great gratitude for this healing, for this revealing, for these new ideas, these new concepts, these new connections of health and healing in our lives. How good it is to know that our hearts are overflowing with gratitude and love. So it is easy to let go, to release this word directly into the living, loving law of life. We allow God to be God in and as what we are. As we affirm it together by saying, so it is. Amen. It's time for our offertory music. So let's put our offering in our hand and our heart. Let's recite this together. Today, I give my gift in joy, peace, generosity, and prosperity. And so it is. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good in the world by blessing the giver, the receiver, and allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available, creating miracles for those who choose to have that energy, and for even those who may not know it yet. And for this community is blessed. And so it is. Okay, well, it's time for our last song. You want to stand up and we can sing it together. Benediction, so please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
And it's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it. And I know it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Have a super week, everybody. Blessings.